years, and is it an open bidding process for selecting the paving company? What's the parameters for selecting the paving company?
Yeah, we do a public bid. It's been publicly advertised it's been coordinated with we use liquid fuels money, so there's strict advertising requirements through PennDOT, and we have to use prevailing wages, and everything has to be, they don't have to be PennDOT approved, but they do have to be qualified, and we have a qualification section that has to be returned with their bid. It's a public bid, read bids publicly, or Kim read bids publicly on July 10th. I prepare a formal bid tab. There were 6 bidders. It's broken down by bid item. In total, they were by far the lowest bidder. So,
are you required to take the lowest bidder, or can you pick someone that you know is more qualified than the lowest bidder?
you would have to, I'm going to defer to Greg, but you have to have, in my opinion, it's always been the lowest bidder unless you have documentable proof.
The legal requirement is the lowest responsible bidder. If you want to disqualify someone as being not responsible, you have to conduct a hearing and present evidence and allow them an opportunity to respond if you're going to disqualify them on that basis.
Well, the reason I ask that is if you, the responsible paver in the past, you were well satisfied, and someone new comes in and underbids them, but you know they're not going to do as good of a job. I mean, what do you have to do to say, I'd like to do it the next bidder that we've used in the past, who's done a good job?
You have to do just what
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
And the amount of, they prepare a bid bond which protects the amount of the bid until it's awarded. After, when they sign contracts, they will prepare the maintenance bond, which is for the total cost of the project.
Okay.
So and then we do hold retainage, starts at 10% until we're 50% through the project, and then we reduce it to 5%, and then that's held until the end after final inspection.
So if there's a problem arises, they have to come and fix it if they want to collect the final 5%.
Right.
Sir, are you holding your hand on Mr. Barker?
And on number 7, how much of Andrew Street, from which street to which street is going to be paved?
It's from 12 to 18.
12 to 18?
Is it
What is that, 6 blocks? For $111,000.
There's a lot of base repairs.
Is there a lot of incidental stuff?
There's a lot of base repair on that street, and it's very expensive because they have to remove, take out the bad material and replace it. We
But
went in and...
The only thing, and the problem I have with Munhall's paving program, if you really drive around this time, and that's driving from Munhall Gardens to Ravine Street, there's streets that we should be embarrassed about the way they look, the way they're drivable. Andrew Street isn't some people might consider them these arteries coming up over the hill, but I think Andrew Street basically serves a residential area. And I just think whoever's making the decision, because what concerns me, and it goes back to the Belgian block issue, is when we paved 11th Avenue that nothing existed on a few years ago. We removed the brick, paved it, put a new base in, and there's nothing on that street. Vacant, undevelopable property. And there's still cobblestone streets in our town that are very dangerous in the wintertime. And there's still a street that's slag in our town. People that know me know about the street I live on. Actually, I had the opportunity to show Larry Billy today that West Mifflin has done their share to upkeep it, but the street's raised up, and the lady on Homestead Duquesne Road, now the road's higher than her driveway, and her driveway is nothing but inches of muck from all the rain. And then everybody's familiar with the catch basin of nowhere. What's your opinion there, Mr. Belly? You saw it firsthand today.
Yeah, I have pictures. As soon as my department comes up, we'll start.
Okay. I just think consideration should be rethought to paving 6 blocks of Andrew Street for $111,000. It just seems like for some reason down in that area, I don't know which street it is. I was going down Louise Street. There's an alley. It's paved. It's beautiful. I didn't think we paved alley, and I don't know if that was with liquid fuel money or not, but I don't believe you're permitted to use liquid fuel money. There's an alley. It's better than most of the streets in
Munhall.
Munhall.
North and end of Munhall don't deserve any favor?
Huh? Yeah, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Wait, we're talking.
But you paved the street that didn't serve anybody.
I'll tell you what, though, that street
That's-
is used more now than it ever was.
Hey,
With the
all I
center
know
down there
is
bringing
what I
in all
see.
them concerts and that
It seems like
street
you're
is
very
used all the
defensive
time.
over what I'm bringing up.
No, I ain't.
All I'm saying
Yes,
is,
you are.
if you take the time and drive around this town, the infrastructure's falling apart. And what happens is the time goes down. Go to Main Street. Go to Main Street. We can't even get the lights to turn on right. We got wooden boxes around the bases of the light fixtures. We painted the fixtures, but the fixtures need an upgrade, which we could probably save $1 on electricity. The place is becoming a blighted area. Just look around. Drive Wood Street, East Virginia Avenue. The place, and what happens is as those things happen, the quality of life goes down, the tax base goes down, and it's terrible to see it, but the quality of people go down. Because there's a time in people's life they decide to move to other areas. If you go to other areas, there's a very...
Every street in Munhall probably needs paved sooner or later.
But I don't think an alley needed paved. But that's why I have to object that we're paving Andrews Street at such a high cost. And I was figuring it was from 8th Avenue to 16th, to be honest with you. I just don't know who's making that decision. I know at one time we had a paving program and it was a 5-year cycle. There's, like I said, I have cinders, which is unhealthy. No stormwater management. We should be embarrassed that that kind of street still exists in this town. That's all.
What was that street belong to Munhall?
Half Munhall, half West Mifflin. And West Mifflin agreed to pave their half.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna just address the two streets that were selected. Consideration was taken the last 2 years on the 2 large sewer projects that were underway. So we've opted not to pave streets that the sewer authority would be working on as to not duplicate efforts. Because for large, we have a curb-to-curb paving ordinance, which any utility that would come in and make repairs would have, over a certain length, would have to pave curb to curb.
Yeah, well, they just did it on 21st.
So consideration was taken so that there's a limit, there was a lot of other streets that were, we did a full-scale rating of all the streets 2 years ago, worst, best to worst, and obviously these aren't the worst. One of them is, but one isn't. And consideration was taken in as to not duplicate efforts. We're not going to dig up a street we paved this year in the next year. They'll be bidding their project sometime in the fall. So just wanted to point out that it was done with that, working with them so that in conjunction. So
I actually thought that's what the alley was done by a utility, because there's a lot of utility work going on. But from what I understand, I don't know if it was private contractor or borough employees that paid it.
Private contractors, wherever
It
the
looks
water,
like it. I'll be honest with you, it looks like it was done by a,
wherever the water company works, they repair all the lines in the
Yeah.
alley. Then they paved all
and
that.
I just don't know who's making the decisions, but there's something wrong. And it's obvious. It's obvious.
I want to make one statement about down there. I think Dan should back me on that too. Since that library has been having concerts, there's people coming down from all over
That's right.
all over the place. And for them to come down here and see,
Pep, the library, we still have a cobblestone road there that's very slippery and very dangerous.
well, that's,
And I see on the website how Munhall is so business friendly. Call this number if you're a new business. Here it is. Now, I don't know if the library wanted to stay that way, but that hill was so dangerous.
I think
You
that
have
goes
a
back-
senior
I
facility.
think that goes back to some history. I don't know if you want to just keep it there to know how the streets used to be at one time.
Oh, we could have did that to 11th and paved that one. I'm just, And you're right, there's people come from there, oh, I'm going down where you live. They're going to these concerts.
That place gets packed with cars.
Oh.
Yeah, but 10th Avenue is a disgrace in front of the library.
The
Have you
grass
seen
on the
10th
vacant
Avenue?
lots, the
From the
whole
library?
deal, it's just,
That's bad.
but that hill should have been paved.
Thank you.
Who cuts the grass in Kevin?
Regina.
Yes, I have a question.
On
I don't
an
know,
agenda item?
yeah, it's about the, I hate to bring up paving, I'm sorry. Oh, bring it up. But when we had, on our street, when we had the sewer put in last summer, did you have control over who paved that? Or was it all basically the water department?
The one half was paved prior to us having our ordinance in place. So the contractor, I guess it was the water company, they paid the half of it. Then we paid the other half, we meaning the borough paid the other half. So we would have a whole street that was completely paved.
Yes, I think my side was paid by the water department, and
They
I
did.
called them because my driveway now has a gap like this, and my car actually hits the bottom when you try to get into the driveway. But I can't get any leeway with the water department, because I think it was my side that the water department did.
They switched, they did half of
Yeah,
half of
I'm not
one side, and
exactly
they went
sure.
over to the other
Right.
side.
Because I know it was there for a year.
We'll find that out who did what side.
My side,
Oh, I see you, Kevin.
yeah, my side was in favor.
Yeah, see, I think my side was the water department, my driveway